Hey guys, welcome back to Beyond the Syllabus. I'm your boy Maurice Cohn.
And I'm Jada Atkinson.
And today guys, we're going to have a thrilling conversation. And many times people pay a blind eye to this, but it's really the reality of it that hits you. Then you say, that's something really to
Right.
wonder about, you know. But the thrilling question is, what does your first job, as a step out of university
Or high school.
or high school,
Anywhere. If you drop out of school long time and you go work,
what does your first job
prepare you for.
Hey guys, welcome back. So now listen, you see, working in a space can be very complicated and sometimes it can be very good. However, it all depends on who you're working with and the people you're around. And sometimes not everybody might have a little vibe with you or might like you or whatever the case may be. But you have
That's
to be
typical in any environment, if you ask me.
yeah. And you have to retain a level of professionalism and a level of respect, especially to higher authorities. So today we will be looking at communication, professional communication, boundaries, and knowing your value. You understand? Knowing your value.
And also some shocks that we may find in the workplace when you just begin to work.
Yeah. So first thing, workplace shock. Before I even get into this, when you hear about workplace shock, what comes to mind, Jada?
I don't know. Stuff that you probably didn't think
Would have happened
in the workplace, but it's happening.
It's like you have a saying yourself, I always look out for the unexpected. Alright, so I'm going to just share my experience. I've worked where I got paid because of my labor. 2 places now. I've worked, the first place is for 6 years. I spent 6 years there, and now I'm Megamart in Mandeville. So I spent 6 years at Megamart, and I would have grown over the period, and I've learned so much because the person that I was when I just stepped through the doors of Megamart, leaving, I was not that same person. So I would say that I would have learned so much, and I've gained so much knowledge. I went through 3 different departments, and each department had their different niche and their different issues, but they all built me to be a better person, or helped me to be a better person, built me up a little better. So yes, working in that environment was a little bit, it was not the worst. It wasn't the best of them all, but it wasn't the worst. And I enjoyed my time there. But one thing I had an issue with was I didn't get along with everyone, and you won't. That's highly impossible
For you to get along with everybody. Some people are naturally miserable. Some people are naturally carrying burdens to and from work every day.
It's impossible for you to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
So you have to just understand.
But sometimes you just have to understand because they're not intentionally being mean. They're probably just going through a lot.
And not everybody's
Cup of tea.
cup of tea. And everybody got like a personality, and everybody got stand for who you be, whether you're a man, woman, whatever the case is. Not everybody will like it. Sometimes it's a hard truth, but you have to get, So as I said, I spent 6 years there, and for my tenure, I would have been a part of 3 departments, and each department had their own different setting, and I learned thoroughly, especially the last department. I learned so much there, and I would have invested so much in myself as a career man to become something. Fast forward, I am now employed at the Mandeville Regional Hospital, and that is a handful.
But a bit of an upgrade, no?
It is an upgrade.
Okay.
It is an upgrade, and there's never a dull moment in that upgrade. However, It is stressful. If anyone knows about the hospital system, it is not one of the, I won't say it's the worst, and while we aim to make it better, it's very hard. And especially after the havoc that Melissa left on the island, the hospital has been difficult since. And working there has shown me that I have something you call will.
Free will.
Not,
We all have
not the free will, but the will to push a little further. Free will, yes, free will to tell myself every day that Maurice, you will get out of this one day because it is stressful. However, the will to push a little further, because remember that I'm in customer service, and when you see people come there needing assistance, they need you to go and do something. Because I'm customer, my aim is to ensure that service is offered in the excellent, most diligent way the place would want me to. And it's not easy because mentally sometimes I'm clocked out because of how much you have to deal with, and while I'm not, and the work pressure, and the clinic, I might not be clinical, but I have to interact with patients, and when they come and they tell you their need, and you have to go the extra mile to assist them.
If you can't help them, you know, Jamaican people.
Listen, so working shock is not just about, oh, I come here and the pay no match. It's beyond the pay sometimes. That's why a lot of persons getting a lot of money, but they're still not happy because of the work that they have to do, the time they have to go to work, the time they have to leave.
The time they get for lunch.
Thank you. I was speaking to one of my colleagues that I used to work with. She would have shared with me that she went to work. She goes to work from before day, when I bed asleep, and she leaves on dog afraid. If you know the saying, dog afraid, late night. And it's not that she's not getting a sensible pay, and it's not that I'm not saying that she's not happy that she's employed, but the thing is, she has a family. When she goes out early and comes in late night, what time she gets with her family?
To be fair, it's kind of hard and tiring. So the time she's spending at work, it makes it impossible for her to get like alone time for herself.
And the days off
and
she
family
gets,
time.
She's a married woman. She has to do her married duties, like she have to cook, clean, wash, whatever. The husband
and
works.
The one day,
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But it's not just about getting your pay. It's not just about leaving school and just jumping into a job. It's all about the reality of what work and stuff. And it's not always what we have in mind. We have to be optimistic, and we have to have an open mind while going into stuff, because we don't know what we're stepping into. And you have a saying, you jump out of fire, you jump out of frying pan, you jump in a fire. So bear that much in mind, not to be on the edge or just say, Lord Jesus, I'm stressed, I'm not do this, you know, the negative. You have to be optimistic. So guess what, guys? Now we're going to look on knowing your value and professional boundaries. Alright, so professional boundaries. Everybody know what boundaries are, but the word professional is our target. It's not like a casual company. Oh, Jada, it's more like good afternoon, good day, Mr., Mrs., or sir, whatever you want to address your subordinates or your higher authority as. And it's all about being professional, polite, and very respectful. It's not a place where you can come and just cock up your foot and cut your tent and just giggle.
And also, for example, you're at work, you and a work colleague are friends, you and your supervisor or a friend, you're your manager, a friend, you have a couple colleagues where you and them get along, you know, get lunch together and stuff like that. But when you're in the workspace, in that capacity, you don't, as Maurice said, hug up, put up your foot and giggle. Everything should be professional. So if you and your supervisor a friend, you and your manager a friend, at work, good day, Mr. Cahoon, good day, Miss Atkinson. When we leave work, we can, you know, get together. Some people take professionalism very seriously.
Yes.
Very seriously. For example, when I used to be at work in 2020, I met friends there, friends that I still have up to this day, who are even older than me, which is a great way to learn things. So when we were at work, we would be sitting around having lunch together, giggling. And when we're not at work, we talk on the phone and stuff like that. So you have to be professional. You have to know when to do and when not to do.
And you have to know how far to go with certain things too. Because as you mentioned, having a workplace friends, which is a good thing, because you're not living like enemies.
It's like a yes and no.
You get me? I say, however, you have to remember where you are. And if you're at work, always remember professionalism is first. And once professionalism is first, you can't just cock up your tail and
right.
You
or
know?
if I have some mix up, me not gonna come. Oh, Maurice, let me tell you what more last night. No, I have to wait till I'm on my own time, not on company timing. So whenever I'm on my own time, when we're on lunch, when we are go home, something other than in the environment of work.
And even when it comes on to just even talking to somebody that does not work at your workplace, you have to remember that you are at work.
Listen, my mom has a clothing store, right? I remember this one time she had this worker, and every time like our friend would have come there, you know, them eat, them chat, them sit down and chat and laugh and eat everything on work timing. My mother has never had a problem with it, never complained. But you see, the one time I think they got KFC for lunch and they sat up there, they eat the KFC, because you know when you work in a store, you can eat anytime or whatever. It's not like that you have to clock in or clock out, right? So they got the KFC, they're eating together, and the friend leaves the KFC box with all of the bowl and everything in it, and in the store where you sell clothes and stuff, right? Nasty. So my mom brought it to her attention now, like, okay, you can't have your friend them come here, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Simply just saying to her, this can't happen again, pick it up, whatever. She got mad, like the worker, she got mad, she vexed, like, why are you upset that your friend ate and left a box of bone in a place where people are walk and buy clothes? And then the thing about it too, you know, a lot of persons don't even like to be corrected, and that's another issue. You have to grow from your correction. Exactly. It's not to tear you down. Right. And I think even after that, I think she left after that, but she didn't leave at the same time because she couldn't make it look like, oh, I'm leaving because I can't take correction, or simple, you know? It's just a simple correction about professionalism. Everywhere you work, there are rules. Yes, and hands down, that's nastiness. You can't be selling clothes and have food just like that. That's harboring rats, insects, whatever. You can't do that, man. Bear in mind, are you in store? The woman have to talk. And bear in mind, wherever you're working and you have your friends, sometimes it's not, your boss might not complain or say anything, but trust me, they're watching. They're watching, so be mindful. It could be your store too doing the same thing. You wouldn't want that. You would want that you're running a store and me coming there, come over foot and I chat with my friend there, man. That's crazy to me. That's nasty. That is insane. And half of the time, I think it's because, like, we don't think about how it might reflect on another person. So the people them come in and them a buy, they don't know of it being your store. So you just did it, and your friend is there too. So either one of you can be working, and the person who is being judged is the owner or the boss. It won't be you. So sometimes you have to be mindful of how it's right. And be respectful too, because that's your workplace that pays you. Remember that. Value integrity and have a lot of respect. And that's why I said when it comes on to school and the work environment, they're a bit similar, because you always have to have rules that you have to abide. Yes, there are always rules. At church, there are rules you need to abide. Everywhere, because you're going to a public place, government facility, you have to dress apart, you have to operate apart. I think it was when we were in class, I think our lecturer was saying something about whenever you're going to parliament, how you dress, you can't wear even if the simplest
Yes, a job interview. You can go to a job interview just anyhow. Listen.
If you don't want to get the job, just go anyhow. Just dress up anyhow.
Just let me go put on like a ganja and run up in that.
See
the results.
As much as you might have all the right answers and the experience and skills,
it's the whole package you're looking for.
If they, appear to be what they want, they're not going to accept it.
No. Anyways, Jada, now we'll be looking on knowing your value. And I want to just highlight that knowing your value has nothing to do with just getting a job. While we're looking about getting a job for the first time, knowing your value is a central part of one's lifestyle, living, whatever you do, know what you want and stick to that. But anyways, knowing your value. So for instance, you're a female, let me use you as my example. You're working in an entity and I am your boss. And I'm like, well, Jada, I put the argument here and for you to grow now, I have to have to go do the things.
My tongue is so fast, you see jazz hands.
So the thing about it, Jada would have used violence, which we're not going to encourage, but she's using that as a self-defense for her purpose.
Coming up with value.
Right there.
In some instances where the boss might, be powerful, or you don't want to do or say the wrong thing and lose your job, you can go directly to like HR or the persons in. Yeah,
you don't have to step out a line.
Right.
You don't have to step out a line, and you can be very respectful.
I have a thing where if somebody's, sorry to cut you, Maurice, but I have a thing where if somebody say something I don't like or something offensive, matter of fact, if them say anything sexual and I don't want to be rude, for example, you introduced me to Kavan, and you and Kavan are friends, and I'm like, and Kavan says something really rude to me, but you're a friend, so I don't want to come off as, stuck up or anything. Rude. So sometimes when people say stuff to me, I don't want to hear stuff that are rude. I just smile.
But I was told by one of my friends that when somebody has an argument to them,
just smile. Just smile. I don't respond. Yeah, just smile. Then talk to them, stop talk. Because them think,
is it an insult?
Is it an insult? I don't know. They're probably thinking, in my head, me think them I think, me agree with what them I say. But when I smile,
but if you're not talking, you just smile, that means, well, I'm not really interested. Listen, I'll be getting, I will get that.
You see, if you talk, and if them attack and you attack, and them just attack and you don't answer, them not stopping.
So you have to just show them you're not interested, but smiling makes sense.
Smiling and nodding, or smiling and just step off.
Obviously,
I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to talk to you.
Know your value, man. I remember we're big people.
Knowing your value in the workplace is also important. I don't know if you see the TikTok, something them with the apple and the banana, bananita, forkita, appleina on TikTok with the fruits. So it's like, okay, the two apples, the red apple and the green apple, them in a relationship, they're expecting a baby, but
a banana,
the green apple work for one banana. And I come home late every night. When baby body is a banana baby. You're right?
The apple never know your value.
And you don't know your value because you have a husband at home and this is your boss. So even those animated cartoons, they might teach me something.
They send a clear message if you understand the story.
Listen, you just have to.
Yeah, don't put yourself at the bottom to reach the top because you need to. You will reach here when the time is right.
Exactly.
In due time, you don't worry, because God work out things in everyone.
You will get what you want in June time.
That beard man, people, know your worth, know your value. Know why you went to get that degree.
Also, knowing your worth and your value comes in place of disrespect. Not just if somebody at work is trying to be sexual with you, but if they're trying to disrespect you, You can shut them down in the nicest way, make them know, listen, I'm not the one, I'm not the two.
And nowadays they have sexual harassment in the workplace. So if you feel like you need to point out something because someone is making you feel some type of way, use that format. It works. I can tell you it works.
It works.
The sexual harassment, it does.
The method.
The method or the procedures that they have offering for persons who are sexually targets.
Right.
But remember, people, don't sit down and be bullied by anyone. Know your value.
Never that, and not being in a sense saying not being bullied is not invitation for you to be rude, because there are many ways to shut things down. Many ways.
And you can be polite and respectful. You don't have to be
so
rude.
Sometimes when you be respectful to them while they cuss me. Cuss me, okay, and I'm like, okay, Maurice, it's a bother you because
why she not
doing is okay, Maurice.
Why she not real? But you're not giving direction that I'm looking for, so you have to bear that much in mind.
So calmness does it every time. Just smile, be calm, and
be respectful and polite. It not kill you.
It not kill you. And you might find out that it's an even bigger cheat code. Being respectful than being
lowering your standard or lowering who you are, because some people are really not what people try to paint them as.
Right.
But let me tell you guys, stick to what you know. Stick to your book.
Stick to your values, the values you were taught at home, the values you instill in yourself.
You were brought up with,
right.
Remember that. Don't let people lead you astray.
No.
You can't lead me astray.
No.
But guys, that's all we have for you today. And this was Beyond the Syllabus. And remember, I'm your boy Maurice Cahoon.
And I'm Jada Atkinson. See you next time.